Rather than having different breeds, llamas are identified by their wool type. This is what a Surrey llama looks like. Their wool is curly and in spiraled locks. The other wool type is classic, and they have straight wool. Mats are clumps of wool that trap in heat. It's important to keep these mats brushed out, especially in the summer, to keep the animal from getting too hot. First, blow out the debris using a blower. Always blow downward and from a far distance. Blowing too close to the animal creates more mats. Next, brushing your llama. This is the brush we use on Surreys. It's a mitt that you slip over your hand and brush with. Always start underneath when brushing. Only brushing the top layer of wool does not get rid of the mats. These are examples of brushes that can be used on classic wool llamas. As you can see, I am again starting underneath and working at the knots in the wool. You can really see the difference in where has been brushed and where hasn't. If llama wool is not consistently maintained, extreme mats can form that are very difficult to remove with just a brush. One method to remove mats is to cut the wool. Cutting the wool separates the mats into smaller pieces, making them easier to brush out. When cutting, start as far up as you can and always cut downwards and away from the llama. In Surrey llamas, do your best not to cut any locks in half. Sometimes llama handlers aren't comfortable cutting their llama's wool as shown earlier. Different products can be used to detangle the mats. In this video, I am using olive oil to break them up. Drench the mat in olive oil and use your fingers to work through the mat starting from the bottom and working your way up. Sometimes it helps to let the oil soak in the wool for a day, then coming back to work through it. If this method is used, keep in mind that oil is very hard to wash out. So if oil is used in this way, be sure to wash your animal's wool very well afterwards. Other products that can be used instead of olive oil are coconut oil, Cowboy Magic, Shapley's oils, and Corona Detangler and Shine. In the case of extreme mats, you may have some wool that falls out when doing this process, and that's totally normal. It's just the dead wool falling out. Sometimes you may have a llama that doesn't like to stand still when being brushed. You can utilize the chute to keep them stationary. Put their head between the two cushion poles and tie their head up high and tight using a quick release knot.